Welcome back, everybody. In this video tutorial, we're going to solve problems involving factoring the difference of two squares. Now we have 5 examples in front of us, and we have the basic general form of factoring the difference of two squares, which is a plus b times a minus b, and that's going to yield a squared minus b squared. So let's go ahead and solve the first problem. So we have x squared minus 4. This is fairly easy. When you just look at it, you can tell that we're going to have an x here, and we're going to have another x here. Now what's the square root of 4? As you may have guessed, is going to be 2. And then looking at the formula, we have plus in one parentheses and negative in another parentheses. If you want to go ahead and check, you can use the FOIL method. So we have x times x plus x times negative 2 plus 2 times x plus 2 times 2. This is going to give us x squared minus 2x plus 2x minus 4. And further simplifying, you're going to end up with x squared. Negative 2x plus 2x is just going to give us 0, and then we're left with negative 4. In our next problem, we have 9x squared minus 16. Now you have to find the square roots of two terms that are perfect squares. The square roots of 9x squared and 16 are 3x and 4. So we can go ahead and set up our parentheses here. We have 3x here and 3x here. And we have 4 here and 4 there. And then one has to be positive and one has to be negative. If you want to go ahead and check, we can use the FOIL method again. We have 3x times 3x, which is going to give us 9x squared. 3x times negative 4 is going to give us negative 12x. Positive 4 times 3x is going to give us 12x. And then 4 times negative 4 is going to give us negative 16. Simplifying this, we're going to end up with 9x squared. Negative 12x plus 12x is just going to cancel. And then we're left with negative 16. Now I'm going to need some space for our problem here, so I'm just going to go ahead and erase this. We have x squared minus 3. Now we have to find the square roots of the two terms that are perfect squares, like we did in the previous 2 examples. The square root of x squared is just x. But 3 does not have a square root. So what we can do is just put a square root symbol. This is going to give us, let's set up our parentheses first. I'm going to move this here a little bit so that we can create space for our coming problems. We have x here and x here. Then we have 3. So the square root of 3 is just square root of 3. Then we're going to put our signs here, positive and negative. Go ahead and check. X times x is going to give us x squared. Root 3 times x is just going to give us root 3x. And then x times x is going to give us x squared. X times negative root 3 is going to give us negative root 3x. And then root 3 times x is going to give us positive root 3x. And then root 3 times negative root 3 is just going to give us negative 3. Now you can see that those two terms are going to cancel, and then we're left with x squared minus 3. Now we have 4x squared minus 25. So this quadratic we can see here that we can rewrite this as 2x squared minus 5 squared. So what does this tell us? If we set up our parentheses, we're going to get 2x twice and then 5 twice. And then following our general equation here, we have to put a positive sign here and a negative sign here. Let's go ahead and check. 2x times 2x is going to give us 4x squared. And then 2x times negative 5 is going to give you negative 10x. Positive 5 times 2x is going to give you positive 10x. And then positive 5 times negative 5 is going to give you negative 25. We're going to end up with 4x squared minus 25. Now, in our last example, we have 9x to the power of 6 minus y to the power of 8. This can be rewritten as 3x to the power of 3 squared minus y to the power of 4 times squared. So eventually, this is basically telling us that this whole term, 3x cubed, is a, and a is squared. And then this whole term is basically b, and b is squared. What we're trying to do is we're trying to achieve an expression that looks similar to this. So writing our parentheses, we'll write it here. We have 3x cubed, 3x cubed, and we have y to the 4th and y to the 4th. Now let's not forget our signs. We have positive and negative. Let's go ahead and check. 3x cubed times 3x cubed is going to give you 9x. And since we have the same base, the powers are just going to add. And that's going to give us 6. 3x cubed times negative y to the 4th is just going to give you negative 3x to the 3rd y to the 4th plus y to the 4th times 3x cubed is going to give you 3x cubed y to the 4th then we have y to the 4th times negative y to the 4th. And that's going to be negative y. Since it's the same base, the powers are going to add. So y to the 8th. Now let's group like terms. Negative 3x cubed y to the 4th plus 3x cubed y to the fourth is just going to give us 0. And then we're left with 9x to the power of 6 minus y to the 8th. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please go ahead and like this video. Please also don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave a comment in the comment section below, and we'll see you in the next video.